What's up, guys? It's me, Chris. Welcome into another episode of Tech Ride Home, and we're actually gonna talk video gaming, strictly tech today. I know I kind of get off subject sometimes, but today we're gonna be talking about a game that's just come out that's very controversial, and it is the Advanced Warfare game from our good friends over at Activision, and this time it's Sledgehammer Gaming. So I've got my homie with me today. This is Will Santana. I'll link his YouTube page in the description, so definitely check him out. But he's an avid Call of Duty player, and the funny thing about Will, and the reason why this video is so appropriate, is that Will and I went to high school together, and we hooked back up because of Call of Duty. We saw each other at a midnight release, and then, one thing led to another, and we've been, we've gotten back close because of the meeting for Call of Duty, so I thought that was really cool. But we played a lot of Black Ops. We're both huge Treyarch fans, and I want to get his opinion because he has not purchased Advanced Warfare yet. I have, and a couple other guys that I run with have, but he has not, and I wanted to kind of get his opinions on where he thinks the series is now, where he thinks it's going, and what he thinks about this game and why he hasn't purchased it. So I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna let Will talk to you.
Okay, well, appreciate you, Chris, for having me on here, man. Well, first of all, I've owned every Call of Duty that has ever came out except for Advanced Warfare. This is the first one I haven't bought, probably on launch date, probably the first one. Ghost was a huge turnoff for me, and I guess another thing was making me upset with Call of Duty. It's kind of turned into like a Madden type franchise, a sports franchise.
I agree.
Where they're shooting out a video game every single year. And I feel like with Black Ops 2, I felt like I didn't even have enough, and here comes Ghost right away. They just dropped, I think it was the third DLC or the fourth one.
Which was a disaster.
It was a disaster. And I still was not done with it, even though I was already at 10th Prestige. Mm-hmm. But it's just something about Ghost that just, oh my God, it was just so terrible. I still wasn't done with Black Ops 2, and then boom. I kind of understand because of the PlayStation 4 a little bit.
Right, they had to push something out.
Yeah, they had to put something out for it, but it's like every year now, man, it's just getting recycled, and they try to add a few new things, but to me, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare was the way they should have stayed.
And what's interesting about that is, I didn't even get into Call of Duty until Black Ops 1, really. I did own Modern Warfare 2, but I was a casual player because I was heavy in the Battlefield Bad Company 2, and those games were kind of head-to-head, and I was big into the Battlefield. That was my first, big jump into the first-person shooter genre. And I don't know, I hear people say that all the time. I wish they would remaster those for PS4 so you could go back and play them, so I could get that experience that everybody else got. Hell, I wish they remastered Bad Company 2, because I love to play that.
That was an awesome one. Bad Company 2, yeah.
It's real interesting what you're saying, because I hear that a lot. And back to Ghost real quick. What killed Ghost, I think, in my opinion, was the time to kill was so short. It was like for a lot of people. Now, we both play a lot of hardcore. And hardcore is not for the faint of heart because you can really mess up and kill your teammates. You can do a lot of things wrong real fast. It doesn't take a lot. So I can't really necessarily comment on what happens in the core modes, but I just know the time to kill was ridiculous, and a lot of times you would run into really bad spawns. And another thing that I think really killed Ghost was the kill streaks were awful.
I think that started with Modern Warfare 2, honestly. With Call of Duty 4 and World at War, the kill streak stopped at 7. So basically, once you reach 7, there was no more reason to camp. You got to get your butt back out there and get some kills. And I think once they started adding multiple kill streaks past all the way up to 25 for the nukes and everything, people were camping so hard.
Right, trying to get it.
Yeah, they were so worried about KDRs, and they weren't even playing the objective. You always had that one jerk who was worried about his KDR.
And that bothers me because, we play a lot of objective-based games, game modes. And that's one of the things that really pisses me off is that we play a lot of domination. We play some capture the flag, some search and destroy. And it's like people are always worried about KD over winning. And the objective is the game mode, and if you're playing the objective, I always tell people, and you know this too, we say it all the time, you're gonna get your kills, you're gonna have, your kill streaks, you're gonna do everything, but you need to play the objectives. And I get this this is a problem I think with Call of Duty that I really hate, that I loved about Battlefield. Battlefield was upfront about you need to work with a team. You need to get a team that you can communicate and talk to. It's team-oriented. Call of Duty has tried to be that on the sly. And what I mean by that is that you pretty much now can't jump into a domination game by yourself without a team not communicating and capture flags and not get shot in the back by some camper. You need somebody or two people really watching your back. And that even gets escalated in Advanced Warfare because people can jump on roofs, do all kinds of things. It's really fast and really crazy because you can cross the whole map in 2 to 4 jumps if you know what you're doing and how to scale, just like that. So there's no good places to spawn, which is something else I want to ask you about. I think the whole spawning system idea needs to be reworked. And they need to go to a system like on Bad Company 2, where if Will is in a safe spot, I can spawn off of him if that's what I want to do, and that gives me a safe spot. Or they need to come up with a system, and this is all my opinion, where you get like safety for the first 3 seconds of spawn, so you can at least turn around see what the hell's going on. Because so often, and it's the worst right now in Advanced Warfare, and granted the game's only a week old, Call of Duty is known for multiple patches over the first 2 months to try to kind of get it right, but it's like, I'll spawn, I'll be directly in front of you. You're sitting there camping, I'm a goner because I just spawned in. I can't pull my gun up, dead again. Spawned again, I'm shot in the back. Or I kill you and immediately, and this started, I think, honestly in Black Ops 2, but it really escalated in Ghost. I kill you and they put you right behind me immediately and you shoot me in the back. So it's an endless cycle of 1 for 1, 1 for 1.
Well, Battlefield, I do like their spawn play. But to me, it also has some weaknesses too. Like I can't stand when they spawn me way back where the vehicles are, and it takes me 3 minutes to get into the battle. I got to drive a vehicle to get in there, or all the vehicles are taken. And I'm running for miles just to get back into the fight.
And then a sniper snipes you.
You're almost there, you know. So it has its weaknesses too, but I do prefer the Battlefield one. You know, definitely. Call of Duty, it has a lot of. This is the thing though, it's like if they don't rush the game out every year, we won't be going through as many patches either, what you're just saying, you know, about the patches where they fix it and all that. I think if they wait like maybe 1.5 years to 2 years, you know, and put more time into the game.
I agree and I disagree. Here's where I think the issue is with Call of Duty, and I'm gonna be real about this. They need to do a beta. And they will not, for whatever reason, put out a beta.
Yeah, they won't.
It's like it ain't like they're scared. And they think that a lot of people are going to be turned off and not buy the game and they're going to miss out on sales. But I'm like, man up. The best part of Destiny for me was that they put out a beta, because that let me know that particular game wasn't for me. And that's okay. I appreciate and applaud Activision on that front for doing that with Bungie, and it really was Bungie, but I applaud them for having the fortitude to put a beta out there, test the servers, make sure they're good, make sure hit detection is good, make sure everything is working before you release the damn game. And Call of Duty, for the life of them, will not do that because they're so scared. And that would fix, if they put out a beta a month or 2 before the game came out, they could stress test servers to a degree. They can't get them all, but they to a degree, and they could figure out what works better so we won't have as many issues at launch. And then for those people that don't want to buy the game, so what?
Yeah.
But you're hurting everybody else by trying to be greedy and get those extra sales, and I think that's disappointing.
Well, I'm glad you brought up servers. That's another thing I've always been upset with Call of Duty, and this was all the way back to Call of Duty 4, is I wish they would get dedicated servers. That is something that has really really frustrated me at times, when you have somebody with a weak internet connection and he's the host. And
now they've introduced lag comp, which is a whole nother can of worms. And my understanding of it, my crude understanding of it, is that the lag compensation basically penalizes the person with the better internet for everybody with the worst internet. And so, like, it pulls you down. And me and Trina did a test on it the other night, because I never let her watch Netflix when I'm playing. I'm like, babe, let's swap off. If you're gonna watch Netflix for these hours, I'm gonna play the game in these hours. You know, we horse trade. Well, I told her, and I said, turn it on, let's see what happens. My connection got better because my internet was dragged down.
Oh, wow.
And that should not be the case.
That should not
in Advanced Warfare. And I've got a 5012. 50 down, 12 up. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That should never happen. And back on the subject of these servers, we should have dedicated servers because that was the promise of paying for PlayStation Network.
Exactly.
I appreciate the one free game a month, but I think you'll agree with me, I could do without that if it was for free.
That's true.
Because I'm not seeing any benefit from it, and I think that my Xbox friends, I have an Xbox One now, would feel the same way. I think every game coming out now should have a dedicated server for what we pay for games, for what we pay for the network, for nickel and diming us for map packs.
Oh man,
I'm like, come on,
don't
man.
get me started on the map packs, man.
And those microtransactions in general is what they're called. Gun camo, Snoop Dogg voices for Call of Duty, whether it's Destiny stuff, whatever game it is, you buying this add-on content, that's big money. You should have a very good experience every time. And I should be able to pop on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, say I'm in the East.
I remember when we first linked back up on Call of Duty, it was during that Black Ops 2 release. I remember you and Rome came out with that big old care package, and you still had to buy the map packs.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous. I think that's so unfair to a consumer who already invested over $100 into a game.
I think we ended up dropping over 200 that year,
Wow.
like 220, because the map packs were like $40. Then that was like 160, I think. So it was like $200 plus tax that year.
Oh wow, that's a lot of money.
And did not get the freaking maps. That's just insane. This year's another prime example. I didn't get the biggest Call of Duty, the Pro version. I got the one right under it for $80. But I'm like, for $80, throw me a bone. Say, okay, Chris, we'll tell you what. We'll give you the maps for $20 since you bought this. Don't make me pay full price because in actuality, you're penalizing me for not getting the $100 when I wanted it, but it was sold out at GameStop where I like to get the game from. So I get penalized because something's not available because I didn't have the money to go and pre-order like 3 months early this year. So it's like it's ass backwards, and it's a bit frustrating, especially to somebody who's an avid Call of Duty fan like myself. But, I am having fun with the game. I will say that there are some things that need to be fixed. But I think that this game is doing for the series what I felt like folks that played Call of Duty 4 felt it did for the series. Because a lot of people are bitching and complaining about it, myself included, but we're enjoying playing it.
Yeah.
And it's a fun kind of game. I wish they would let you see stats because I would like to know who I'm going up against. And they are doing this peer-to-peer matchmaking, basically trying to match you with people of your same skill level. But how can I be sure? I want to see what my competition looks like. How many kills, how many deaths. I want to see, what their KD is. I want to see what their win-loss is so I can see if they're a try-hard. That, depending on if I know they're a camper or a try-hard, lets me know how I want to attack them in the game, you know? And that's one of the things that I wish that they would give us, and they're not giving it to us. What do you think about that?
I definitely think, man, like they should have some sort of system where maybe you could tell who you're playing against with and stuff like that, And going back to what you were saying though earlier about if you jump in there solo, you're pretty much going to be asked out. You know what I'm saying?
Team deathmatch, that's it.
Going against a clan and stuff, and because I even recall there was one time where you and Rome and Josh were all together already in a party, and I jumped in the game late. And I was playing against you guys, and that was one thing I did like about Black Ops 2 was you can hear the opponent when you kill them for like a split second. And every time I killed Rome or Josh, they were yelling across the screen, "Will's over here, Will's over there." And I can hear every time Chris died, he said the game was cheating. I could knife him in the back, the game was cheating. It didn't matter, And I'm not gonna embarrass Chris like that because I'm the same way. If I died, the game is cheated. It's not fair. No way did I die. I'm indestructible.
And it's funny because people that play a lot of Call of Duty can tell when they've gotten lagged out or something's not quite right, or somebody's glitching across the screen or something. You can just tell it. And the sad thing, and I'll say this right now, the current state of hit detection and matchmaking makes Ghost look awesome. And that's scary because I think Ghost was probably the weakest entry into the franchise.
Oh, it definitely was.
And it's just like, in my opinion, and a lot of people are going to flame me for this, I think Battlefield 4 was the weakest entry in the Battlefield franchise of recent because it was so damn buggy.
Yeah.
It was so buggy on PS4 and it got fixed over time, but I think they're still working on certain stuff.
Yeah.
But it was to a point that I just couldn't play it. People were hiding under the map, killing me, stuff like that, and I'm like, come on, man.
That was actually a bad glitch they had in World at War, Call of Duty World at War. People were going under the map and killing you, and
like,
you couldn't do nothing about it. You couldn't see them. You could shoot at the ground all you want, they would not die. So that was a huge thing. A lot of people complained about World at War, and World at War does not have a great reputation, but it is the one that brought the zombie.
And a lot of people love that game.
It brought the zombie into the franchise.
There's one mode, I forget what it's called. I think it's called War or something like that. But there's like a huge ground war kind of map. People love that. It's a great one. I know White Boy 7th Street talks about it all the time, and I get a kick out of his videos. And Wings of Redemption is another guy I watch. He talks about it all the time. Those are great. They love that game. So, for them to love it and to put the kind of hours into it, it must have been at least a fun game. So here's the question, and the big question. Are you going to, at some point, try to get Advanced Warfare, maybe Black Friday or right around there for like $40? Or are you going to just wait out and wait for a Treyarch's game, whatever it's going to be called?
The thing is I know I'm eventually going to get it. The problem is I don't know when, where, why, it's just, I'm getting mixed reviews on it.
Right.
I really am. I got people who telling me they love the campaign mode, but I'm not a campaign mode type person.
I go straight into the multiplayer.
I have not played a campaign mode since World at War.
Yeah, I don't play campaigns. And that's something I want to get back into, but I just enjoyed the multiplayer aspect of it. And I can't exactly explain why, but I just do. The only time I play the campaign style games is if it's something like Drake's Fortune, Last of Us, something like that.
Yeah, because you got people like Cadillac and you don't know Shack Jack, but Shack Jack's someone I play with online. Like when the game comes out, you won't even see them on multiplayer for like at least a week.
Right.
They go straight campaign mode, and once they're done with campaign mode, they'll jump online.
Well, the other good thing about that for a lot of people too is that it gives them an opportunity to learn the controls, especially in a game like Advanced Warfare, because it's so new. You do need the opportunity to kind of learn what you're doing, because if you can master that air strafe where you're jumping in the air and moving left to right, dodging, you can be really deadly in this game. You can, not so much in hardcore because the time to kill is so fast, but in core, you can like duck out of there real fast and turn on your enemy and, really mess them up if you know what you're doing. So that is actually a good implementation. But I mean, I like the game. For me, it's something to play. I honestly didn't love Ghost. I didn't hate Ghost. It was something to play with the friends.
I hated it.
And it was, will I go back to it again? I can't say no, but probably no.
I won't.
But,
I'm done with Ghost.
Advanced Warfare does seem a little bit better. And I didn't like Modern Warfare 3 at all.
I was not a Modern Warfare 3 fan either. To me, it wasn't a terrible game, but it's not the worst.
And that's who worked on this multiplayer. I will tell you this, and we probably can agree on this, but let me know what you think. This game did not take 3 years to develop. The game that you're seeing footage of and everything, because I don't see 3 years worth of work. I think the graphics look almost identical. I'm not talking about story, single player, campaign. I'm talking about the multiplayer looks almost identical to what you would see in Ghost or something like that. Still got the same kind of glitches. They're still using the same kind of multiplayer formula. I think they're using an adapted version of the Black Ops 2 formula. And it just doesn't work. Another thing that's a pet peeve, and while I'm on my pet peeve, really pisses me off, is the way that Kill Confirm works on this game, because people can jump all over the place. You'll have 20 tags stuck in the air that you can't go up to go get. I feel like in Advanced Warfare, all the tags should fall to the ground.
Okay.
And it's stuff like that I think that they should have thought of, and on a 3-year cycle, they probably would have thought of, and that would have made the game a little bit more pristine and better. Just my opinion.
Another thing I miss about the whole Call of Duty franchise is the challenges that we were able to do back in, I haven't seen this since like Call of Duty 4, where we were able to call out other clans and do challenges like pistols only, RPGs
you can
only.
do that now, I think.
It seems like it's harder because a lot of people get it now in the group chats instead of on the lobby chats. So it seems like it's kind of harder to do now on the PlayStation 4, where I remember in the PS3, we did that a lot. Like clans were up to the challenge. Like, hey, pistols only, you know, knives only.
And I'm gonna tell you, the reality of that is talking about the group chat versus the actual game chat or the private chat, however you want to say it, is that a lot of people don't want to hear the racial slurs, the kids, all the N-words and all the whatever you're talking about. People don't want to hear that, and they just want to talk to their people. So, and it's like, when I'm playing Call, and there's nothing against people that want to holler at me and talk to me and play with me online. If I'm on by myself, I'll play with you. But if I'm on like with yourself or some of the other guys, I just want to play with you guys because I know you, I can talk to you. We can talk about family, kids, wives, whatever, and nobody else is in that conversation. So I will make a private chat just for us and invite only the people that I know into it. Now, if I'm out there by myself, I'll leave the chat open. In fact, one of my subscribers jumped in my chat the other night. We had a great talk. He was teaching me about Minecraft, and I thought it was cool to do that, and I really appreciate that kind of thing. But there are times when I just want to, you know, roll with the people that I know. I think a lot of people are like that. Plus, you don't want to deal with all the hate. It is so refreshing to not hear people say, oh, you're from the South, you talk really slow, or I don't like your accent, or you must be black, and I don't want to hear all of that. You know, I didn't buy the game for that. So that's a plus that Xbox people have been enjoying for some time that we PlayStation people finally have.
And I wish they would, since you bring up the racial thing, I wish they would put like a block on certain clans. I hate when people have the clan tag like
KKK,
KKK. Like,
absolutely.
Come on, man.
Absolutely.
Get rid of that crap.
Absolutely,
you know?
Especially when it's people that don't know what it means. And sometimes them people are like people of color. That's trying to make a statement or whatever. And I'm just like, that's not, you know, Call of Duty is definitely not the place to, you know, make your political statement, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And guys, those of you who's so worried about kill streaks and KDRs, you know, I understand to a certain degree, you know, you should worry about it, but it's a video game, man. If you die, so what? You respawn, you try it again.
Right.
It's not that hard.
Right. The mode is to have fun. And also, you know, I look at it like back in the day, people used to invite everybody over to the house and play cards, drink and talk crap. That's the new school way of doing that. We all meet up on the video game in a virtual lobby and talk crap, you know, and if we want to drink, that's at your house. You do what you want to do.
What you want to do.
But, you know, we can all sit there and kind of have some time together and kick, and I think it's fun. And that's really what I enjoyed the most about it. You know, if you took my clan mates, my group mates out of the picture, I probably wouldn't play Call of Duty as much because I get just as much enjoyment out of just having that camaraderie as I do actually playing the game. Yeah,
when I roll solo, man, I could probably get a good hour or two in there, but when I'm with you guys, I can definitely stay up all night, 3, 4 in the morning. I'm getting in trouble by the wife.
Right, we're talking junk and you know, and challenging each other, and that's what it's all about. So, you know, somebody asked me the other day, and it was a great question. They said, do I think Call of Duty is dying? I said, no way. I think that Call of Duty is alive and well, and I think that Twitch just showed us that. I was reading an article that it was the most streamed game for a launch week in 2014 period. And you had some heavy hitters in 2014, including Destiny. But, I mean, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of legacy there in Call of Duty. And I think it was time for a change. And I think the exosuit was a good change. Whether they stole it from Titanfall or not is debatable. I think the implementation is better in Advanced Warfare than it is in Titanfall. That's just my opinion. And I also think that that's what ultimately killed Titanfall. There were no kill streaks, and you really only had 1 of 2 recourses: to get in a huge robot and walk around and do robot fight or people fight, or to fight a lot of drone pilots. And I think that a lot of people want to see how good they are, and that's human nature, to measure yourself against others. So they wanted to go up against humans and not, you know, robots, and that was kind of what killed Titanfall, even though I think it was a fun game. And hopefully when part 2 of that game comes out, and hopefully it comes out on the PS4, which that's what the rumors are leading to, it ends up being a great game that you guys that didn't get an Xbox One can share, because I was on there, you know, dolo, because I don't have any, like maybe 1 or 2 Xbox One friends, so I don't even get on it. I'm actually thinking about selling it because nobody I know plays it.
Okay.
And I can, you know, put those, you know, I'll sell it for like, I don't know, $300 with the games I have, but I'll put that in my pocket because I'm just not playing it because I don't have any friends that have it. And I'll tell you guys, it's been said time and time again, you will only play the games that your friends are on. And that's just real.
It's true, you know.
If your friends are on the console, that's the console you're going to get most of the time.
That's the only reason why I bought Destiny, because all my friends were heading over there. So,
and that's real.
And I'm not a big Destiny fan. It's not a bad game. I'm not going to sit here and knock it, you know, but I don't praise it. It has its flaws.
To be fair, I think Warframe is better than Destiny.
We're talking about Warframe?
Warframe, yeah.
Oh, the game that I was actually playing, the free one? Woo, I love that game.
Yeah, I think that game is similar to Destiny, but I think it's, I'm just not an MMO guy, and I know people are going to like flame me to death for saying that, but it's just, to me, it's like, man, and I'm more of a Twitch shooter guy, and that's why I like the FPS games, and I wish more shooters would get into the fray, because again, and I go back to it, Battlefield Bad Company 2 was so fun. When I'm at work thinking about getting home to play a game, it's a fun game because I got lots of stuff to play with. And if I'm ready to call off the dogs and go and spend some hours on the game, it's got to be a quality game. And I think that's what that game was for me and so many people. And the sad thing is, going back on my bandwagon, I'm gonna like put a petition out. Is that game for the folks over at Battlefield really put their franchise back on the map, and then they shun that game afterwards. And they won't make a part 3. Which is like freaking insane, and I just don't get it. So, we'll see. Hold on, guys, I gotta order some food. All right, guys, I'm back. Just picked up some crystals. Some of y'all that's watching me up north, y'all got White Castle, I believe. But yeah, picked up some food for the wife and the kid and myself. But I want to wrap this up. You know, Will and I can talk all day. Put some likes out there. Share this video if you're into what I'm talking about. Safety first, guys. Hit my car, let me know. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Let me know what you think about Advanced Warfare if you guys have purchased it, or if you're going to be trying to get it, or if you're going to be asking your parents for it. I honestly think it's worth the $60 investment, especially when and if, I can't say they're gonna do it for sure, but if they fix the few issues that I'm having, one of which is, like I said, the glitching, the lag, the hit detection needs to tighten up just a bit, and the spawn system. But the spawn system is something that most of the new Call of Duty have suffered from.
Yeah.
But if they can fix that stuff, I think it'll be solid. And I don't think that you'll not have fun with the game even in its current state. But like Will alluded to earlier, you have to go into these games having fun, you know, unless you're like an MLG guy, and in that case you're gonna be playing peer-to-peer anyway. So, you know, it doesn't matter, all you Team Optic tryhards out there. You know, if that's what you want to do, you know, more power to you. But you know, I'm a casual gamer that likes to have fun with it, that is serious about it, but at the end of the day, it's all for fun.
Oh yeah, man, you pay $60 for it. Why are you just gonna sit around and just try to pick one person off at a time?
Right.
You know? Have fun, man.
YOLO.
Enjoy it, man. Enjoy it while you can.
Cool. Well, hey, again, guys, thank you for watching. Leave your comments below. We'll do some more videos if you guys, you know, if we get a positive response from this one. And definitely let me know your thoughts. And also comment and let me know what you want me to talk about in the tech videos. There's a lot of stuff coming out. I've got a lot of videos coming for you guys. I'm about to roll out some airsoft stuff and some other cool things that I think you guys will really appreciate. I've got a backlog of videos that I'm trying to push out, so I look forward to hearing from you guys and you telling me what it is that you want to see.